A new focus on an extraordinary plea deal handed out in 2007 to a billionaire accused of sexually abusing dozens of underage girls. Jeffrey Epstein could have spent decades behind bars, but as Cynthia McFadden reports, the deal, arranged in part by a Trump cabinet member, meant Epstein, who's had powerful friends like Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, was in jail for just months.
The highly unusual plea agreement allowed billionaire hedge fund manager Jeffrey Epstein to spend a mere 13 months in county jail, when the federal government may have had enough evidence to put him in prison for life. This, according to police and prosecution documents obtained by NBC News. And tonight, there's a new focus on the prosecutor who helped arrange that deal a decade ago, now the Secretary of Labor. Those documents chronicle what police say are a series of sexual crimes committed against at least 40 young women, some just 14, lured to Epstein's Palm Beach mansion where they were paid to provide him with nude massages and sometimes sex. This video is from the Palm Beach police's search of Epstein's seaside home, including his bathroom, where young victims said many of the crimes occurred. Mike Fiston is a former Miami-Dade police sergeant who now works for lawyers of the victims.
The FBI had enough evidence to put Jeffrey away for life. Why it didn't happen is the indictment that the FBI put together was quashed. It was quashed by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Miami, who was at the time headed by Acosta.
Alexander Acosta is now President Trump's Secretary of Labor and has been mentioned as a possible pick for Attorney General. The Miami Herald today reporting on Acosta's involvement.
Jeffrey Epstein had incarceration like no other sex offender in the state of Florida. He was allowed to leave for 12 to 16 hours a day.
Why was Epstein given such a deal? He declined to comment today, but Alex Acosta's spokesperson told us Acosta's decision has been supported through 3 administrations and pointed to his confirmation hearing when he was asked about the deal.
Professionals within a prosecutor's office decide that a plea that guarantees that someone goes to jail, that guarantees that someone register generally, and that guarantees other outcomes is a good thing.
But a letter from the Palm Beach chief of police questioned the highly unusual actions by prosecutors, a deal none of his victims were given notice of. Cynthia McFadden, NBC News.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.